Did you grieve in the beginning? Was there some grief for you about the job that was? Or did you immediately go into, I'm going to do something on my own?
Well, first of all, I think like Laura had mentioned, I kind of knew it was coming because 15 minutes before the virtual meeting, I saw that it was my boss and the HR professional. So the writing
Oh
was
my God.
It's so cliche. I mean, that's the most like,
Oh my God.
we're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
And the script. Yeah.
Yes. So I knew it was coming. And when when you finally hear the words, I sat there for a second and I literally closed my laptop and I said, wow, that wasn't so bad. I feel like a ton of bricks is lifted up off of my chest because like Kristina, in my role, I was starting to become discouraged. I was starting to become, I couldn't even motivate my team. It was a struggle for me because I didn't like the direction that the company was going in. I didn't like the decisions that they were making. I saw the cutbacks that was coming. And to be honest with you, I was actually shocked. So my question is, and this could be for either one of you ladies, what advice would you give women, especially those like me, who's further along in their career, because I'm 54, and we have to reinvent ourselves and start over? What advice would you give with regards to that?
Well, I was inspired to hear that you're working for yourself. And I think that is such a good reminder that everything you built didn't evaporate when your job did.
Oh, that's good.
And that you're able to take it with you and put it to work for yourself. And I think that so many people get shocked into, discouragement and can't see, an opportunity. And I think it's really impressive that you were able to sort of see the forest from the trees and, came and put something together for yourself.
Yes, you've built a platform of your own skills and history, and it doesn't disappear if you lose your job. You stand on that, and you should feel tall and not make yourself small. The second thing I would say is one of our experts mentioned this. When this happens to you, and you are in shock, but he said, take a beat, and we all have a beat, to what made you more happy and less happy over the course of your career. So what can you do to increase the happiness and decrease the unhappiness? And we call it math for your dreams. Like, take that moment, and there's just, and any job we've had, we're like, okay, this is fine, I've got it, sort of, I've got it. And there's hopefully a bit of curiosity or a bit of attention to change or a bit of a passion that's been lying in you that you haven't explored because you've been in this job. The job that you're in sometimes is like a sandpit, when you go to the same sandpit every day, everyone there. Hi, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Hi, Johnny. Hi, Jimmy. Hi, Johnny. And you know the sandpit. And you go there, maybe the sandpit's a little dirtier, but you still know it. And then something happens when you're fired. You're like, there was a beach. The entire time I've been sitting in this sandpit, there's a whole beach out there I didn't notice.
Yeah.
That's the beach, and that's what you look at as especially we're all in our 50s. We have that experience and that ability to look at that beach and follow that passion. You've done that by working for yourself, so bravo.
And experience doesn't go away. Experience becomes, that's the thing that you bring with you.
Yeah, I absolutely believe that. One of the things I said in All the Cool Girls Get Fired is that when I was telling my story about, being taken off the 6 o'clock news, is that the bounce back is even greater. However far down you are taken, the bounce back comes back even greater because it gives you a moment to reassess, as Brooke was saying, to come home to yourself. Yes. Which is exactly how I felt the very first day I did my first talk show interview. And I felt like, oh, this is why that happened. This is what I was supposed to do. And now that's exactly where you are, Dina. Congratulations,
yes.
Actually.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations on the setback was a setup, girl. Setback was a setup. Thank you. You all write that getting fired can actually be a wake-up call, that it's actually a wake-up call. And you say that if one's identity is tied to that job, then it's time to reset.
Exactly.
So what do you want to say to women about resetting boundaries at work?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's so tempting to answer the emails at 8, 9 o'clock at night or on the weekend. And it's very tempting to kind of only, hang out with friends that you met in the office. Mm-hmm. But I think with time and age and perspective, I have learned, going into my new job, You have to set boundaries. You have to create passions and interests outside of the day job. And those are the things that remain when the job doesn't. You have work friends and then you have real friends. And you have to have those, you have to be able to make a distinction. And I think too many people get wrapped up in.
You lose the line, lose the boundaries. You've given it all. Yes.
Yeah, keep your eye on the horizon, I think, and that what you're in right now is what you're in right now. But if you are, look at the change that we're all just facing as a country every single day.
Yeah.
It's like Kristina said, read the room in your workplace, read the room in the world. And be aware of what's happening in your business, what's happening around you, and just there's strength in that. There's strength in that for when something does happen, that you feel that you have some power, and that's really key. I think it's just like so. There's your job, and here's the world, and just keep your eye on the bigger picture.
Well, you end the book with a collection of epiphanies. In one, you write, "What you've experienced, hopefully, is a capital R revelation. You have options you never knew you had, in worlds you'd never explored, working with people you really respect, and hopefully you're not only inspired, you are prepared." What do you most want all the cool girls who are watching us right now, listening to us, to know about getting fired?
It's not the end.
Yeah.
It is the beginning. It can sound trite, but we promise you, even if you're shocked into this moment, sit with it, rest. Don't rest, rest, but don't retreat. And open your eyes up to what's out there. And we promise you the reward is out there, and it'll be more on your own terms.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, echoing that. I mean, we wouldn't be here if we hadn't been fired. We kind of joke that we're now the poster girls for getting fired, but we really, we're proud of that. And I think starting the conversation, reach out to people, let them know what you're going through, let them lift you up. You have to let people know you want to be lifted and carried. And I think that is so important, and was such a reminder. How many people reached out to us in the moments that it happened? It was so refreshing and so rewarding to have that network. And, just a reminder to everyone who's going through it, just keep your head up, stay positive, and, do some math for your dreams.
I go back to the fact that when your boss said, I'm going to let you create your own narrative, you're like, no, I want you to tell people the truth that I've been fired. And I think one of the things you all have done with this book, All the Cool Girls Getting Fired. I mean, listen, I hope that it's a bestseller, and that it gets normalized, that we can say the words out loud.
Yeah.
There's no shame, no blame, no, grief and sorrow attached to that. That it's like, it's a fact of life.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to reset and use that setback to set myself up for something even more attuned to what I really want to do. I mean, I think it's a wake-up call, and it's also a growth spurt.
It's such a growth spurt. I mean, I've had, literally women coming up to me in the street saying, when's the book out? I need it. Oh, I got fired. Or here's my friend. She got fired, and they're having drinks in a restaurant, whatever. Yeah. And I just go, you are so cool. And just that moment of like, there's a community for you. There's no shame. You see the faces change. Women light up, and it's like, let's flip this. Let's get a bit of bravado. Let's get a bit of ownership, and let's move on. Let's change the culture.
Oh, I love that you've done this.